Good day. I'm going to start a series of videos on the subject religion versus atheism, and to get this ball rolling, I found one person in particular who seems pretty open-minded to new ideas, so we're going to start with her video, and then I'm going to read to you comments that we've had back and forth that gotten me to this point to want to start this video series and address questions on either side of the debate, and my reasoning for everything. And this is not a war, okay? I'm not going to tell anybody that this is it, this is the answer, period, end of sentence. This is my interpretation. This is anybody's opinion, okay? Anybody's opinion is welcome, and anybody who wants to start bashing on one side or the other, they're going to find themselves escorted out the door in the non-literal sense that you will be blocked from my channel, and any statements that are hate or just saying I'm right and you're wrong, those are going to be deleted. I'm giving you fair warning. This is going to be an open discussion. Anybody is welcome to answer any question that is fair. I mean, as in fair. When I say fair, I mean as in well, prove God exists, okay? Put him in a container and show him to me. Well, that's not going to happen, obviously. I can't wave, some Star Trek device. See, we have positive results for God. No, we know that that's not going to happen. So those arguments, some to most, will probably be ignored if you can post the question in the most subtle way without, being demanding and asking for actual physical proof that God exists. We'll try to do that the best way we can. So our first video here that we're going to use, and I'm using low tech here to start out with, we'll get better as we go along, and for now, this person's name is going to be withheld, because there's no need to bother her. I mean, she's posting questions and I'm posting questions back, and we're using this. We agreed to use this to get the ball rolling to start this debate. So here we go. Again, I apologize for the low tech, but you got to start somewhere.
So this is a response to debunking atheism's top argument, and it's going to be very short because I'm just posing a question and I don't have a lot of time. Personally, I think the how does God allow human suffering question is a somewhat poor one to ask at first. I believe that the where did God come from question is a better one if we have to ask one. And I know that's kind of the trump card destroy all argument, but whatever. So if all you theists could please explain that to me, I would really be quite happy, because I would think other atheists can't see him appearing randomly out of anywhere unless there's some endless chain of worlds where we are ruled and imagined by this one God who is in turn ruled and imagined by another one, and so on, in an infinite chain, which is as ridiculous and unlikely as a higher power itself. I'm sure that someone has posed this question before, but I would really like to know how you can answer that question and explain it to me.
pardon me. Get reset up here. Okay. So I found this girl who posted this video, and this was my response. There are many levels of consciousness. Animals are at one level, we are above them. There are levels of consciousness we can explore and levels we can raise or lower to. Have you ever had to come down to somebody's level? Yes. There are levels, so it stands to reason that there are levels so high that even an advanced person cannot explain with words alone or even begin to comprehend. And I stated I can go further if you want. She replied, "So you mean to explain this supposed higher consciousness as God? That doesn't answer the question. Where does God come from? That merely tries to explain his possible existence in terms of consciousness. The bottom lines remain, you can't take something from nothing. I'm not so much concerned with whether or not God is a higher consciousness as much as I'm where this supposed higher being came from. If you're not willing to..." Alright, I'm going to stress this part here. This last part. If you're not willing to scrutinize and test a theory, why believe in it? We'll get back to that later. And my response was, I don't believe in God in the biblical sense. I have studied many religions. I am now studying Buddha. You should look into it. I am enlightened of many truths, and one of them is life is a crapshoot from day one. That is part of the challenge. It is part of the equation. We have it wrong. We are not here to see how many miracles God can make. We are here to make our own miracles. If there is no challenge to help others, then there is no purpose for us being here but to take up space. And her response was, I like the philosophy, I like the philosophy of Buddhism, but it isn't a religion except for like 2 sects that profess a belief in a higher being, and that Buddha himself, I believe, discouraged belief in God. I may be wrong though. I do like your position on miracles. They do indeed exist if we choose to believe in them. We may make them ourselves. We must make them ourselves. That said, the God described in the Bible isn't really much of a God at all. And now back to the scrutinizing. Okay. The willing to scrutinize and test a theory. Where I have had the same questions as... This is me. Where I have had the same questions as many atheists, my approach is different. Most, not all, atheists have taken a walk around the block, so to speak, and they got tired and said, I quit. Basically there's like, we'll see if God really exists. No, I guess not. Okay, I'm an atheist. And again, I'm going to catch hell for it, but this is a general way atheists think. Not everybody, okay? You know who you are. Where they have gotten tired and quit. Where I have taken the Forrest Gump approach, meaning, since I've gotten this far, I might as well keep going. I have scrutinized and tested the theory, and even though I have an answer, I still try to see how far I can go. So basically what I'm saying is, I never stopped looking, where most people have given up, at the start, or given up just because, for whatever reason, like people who don't think that their lives are the way they should be. I'm not rich, therefore God doesn't exist. My arm was cut off in an accident, God doesn't exist. Why would He let that happen to me? These are easy out questions. Why would God allow me to be picked on at school? Well, it's not God allowing it, it's other people allowing it. Blaming God for something like that is unfair. And when I say the word God, I'm using the word God as the best name for now, until we get into this series and find a better name for it. And okay, now her reply is, it is a religion. Oh, excuse me, my reply, another reply I had to her, that Buddhism is a religion, but it's not supposed to be a religion. People have it wrong. They pray to Buddha and think he can do all the work for them, meaning all I gotta do is start to pray and I will automatically be raised to Buddha's level or God's level or Muhammad's level. No, it doesn't work that way. What I've come to realize is that let's see if I can explain it good enough in the reply. The idea is to see what makes the Buddha and repeat it. Basically, if you have the same understanding of what Buddha understands, then you will achieve what Buddha wanted you to have in the first place. Buddha doesn't want you to pray to him, he wants you to have what he has. And I imagine that would work almost the same for Jesus. Buddha was just a person, and he found a different way, and people agreed with it, and people got out of hand with it, and so now it's more or less a cult. I don't want to say cult, but cult is the best description, basic description for now. And then to continue my reply is after you get this Buddha state of mind, then you will see it is not Buddha raising your consciousness level, but it is you raising your consciousness level. So the idea is that when you fully or begin to understand and more fully understand the concept of Buddhism, or the idea of spiritualism in its purest form, is that you're not the end result is not to see if you're worthy or not. The idea is to see if you can achieve the same level of awareness